Welcome back to the channel, boys. It is Tyler here with a SHORTSLABS video, and today we will be showcasing to the world how we, as the sports card community, have collectively defeated COVID-19. As sports card shows are back, baby, live and in person. That's right, fellas. Today I want to talk about the Lexington, Kentucky sports card show that just took place at the end of March 2021. And this was the second show back in the area since Uncle COVID was defeated by science and immunology. And boy, was it a good one. I've been coming to this show for years, not so much in the past year, but for years, mainly 2016 through 2019. And this was by far the busiest show that I've ever seen it. 50 tables across the show with lots of ultra-modern football and basketball and a little bit of baseball sprinkled in. This was an amazing show. In terms of clientele that are there, lots and lots of people from a lot of diverse backgrounds. You have new people, you have young people, you have older people. There were guys there, there were girls there. It was extremely exciting to see how the sports card landscape has changed in person for the first time since the hobby really exploded over the past year to year and a half. It was very, very exciting, and I'm actually very encouraged by what I'm seeing at the shows because talking with the vendors, everyone there was spending money, and it was one of the best shows for virtually every vendor in attendance, which was really, really good to hear. In terms of overall positives for the show, I've got 3 of them. So one, if you're looking for really under-the-radar, under-market prices, this is the show for you guys. Lots of dealers are up to date with their knowledge, but they could be lagging behind a couple of weeks. So if there's a hot player, especially a baseball guy in spring training, there's going to be lots of deals made in that low-end range, that $10 to $200 range for singles. Secondly, lots of variety. It's just not ultra-modern stuff. There's a lot of other things there, whether it be vintage, surely the ultra-modern stuff for football and basketball, but there's also, some 90s, 2000s things. A lot of the cards that people just brought out of their collection because they heard that sports cards are really a big thing now. So lots of collections that just showed up for the first time in years, which was really fun to pick through. Third, lots of laid-back people there. I mean, it's Kentucky. I mean, what do you expect? It's Southern hospitality of being in the bluegrass state, which, is known for bourbon, basketball, and their Southern Bells. So, terms of cons for the show, really if you're the high-end spender that's looking for those really, really expensive cards, this is not the show for you. Most of the cards here are ungraded, which is good, as not many people grade at this show, although some are changing. But it's really catered to the average collector, not the high-end flipper. So if you're looking for those big MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Tom Brady autograph patches, exquisite, flawless, national treasures, all those big things, you're not going to find any of that there, if a single card from any of that. So might as well skip the show if that's what you're looking for. But if you're just getting started into flipping, or if you are in that low-end to mid-tier range, and you don't mind bringing $1,000 with you to the show, you will certainly spend $1,000 very, very easily, if not a couple thousand, depending on what you're looking for. So overall, high-quality show, and a show that I definitely recommend attending. If I were to give this a rating, I'm giving this a solid B+ show. B+ is certainly a show that I would want to attend again, and I've attended it for years. I know a lot of the vendors there and really enjoy the conversations that we have. And I really can't wait to see what the rest of the shows are going to look like in 2021 because everyone is so excited to have these back, and they're excited to see how much money is flowing into the sports card market. Alright, boys, we are now back from our trip, and now I'm going to do a deep dive into the deals that I've done, and then also give a sneak peek for some of the mail that I've accumulated on my trip. So I'm going to save this for a little bit for later, but for now, we're going to go into the cards that I picked up. And yeah, overall, show quality was very, very good. Like I said, I think the Lexington shows that occur on a monthly basis are phenomenal shows to go to if you really want to find cards exactly like this. So if you want to find those big 4-figure cards, 5-figure cards, high-end slabs, things that you see at like a Dallas sports card show or the National, you're not going to find that there. You're not going to find the dealers for that there. You're not going to find autographs of LeBron, Kobe, MJ, Trout. You're not going to find any of that stuff. What you're going to find is this type of quality, but also this type of opportunity at this show. And there's a lot of vendors and a lot of opportunity. So if you have really good market knowledge, and if you really know what's hot, what's not, and what grades well, what doesn't grade well, and then what the graded stuff sells for, you can really, really do well. So I'm going to break these out in terms of the deals that I ended up getting, and we will break these down individually. So I think that is it. So basically, I only bought or made 4 different transactions, and we'll go through them really in order of, I guess, easiest to hardest. So first one, I picked up these 2 Shohei Ohtani Topps Chrome rookies. Ohtani is doing very, very well right now, minus his last outing in spring training, which happened last night. Overall, he is killing it, absolutely killing it. PSA 10s of these Topps Chromes are selling for close to 200, if not breaking 200 now. I picked up both of these for $20 a piece. The dealer quoted me 20. I didn't talk them down because I knew what they sell for raw and I knew what they sell for graded. So these I'm actually more than likely not going to be sending to PSA. I may be trying that with either SGC or CSG, just because I want a quicker turnaround time. And even if they sell half the price of a PSA, $100 a piece is great for me. So I would rather sell these for $100 in a couple of months rather than $200 in a year, if it's even worth that. So next up, this was by far my favorite dealer. So you guys saw this in the video. I made reference to this guy. This guy bought a collection, 4 recent collections locally, and most of the stuff was untouched. This was the first show that he went to. He does a little stuff on eBay, but not a lot. So this was really great picking through a lot of this stuff. So basically, his motto was, no cards are priced, pick it out, and I'll quote you a price, which I don't really like. I kind of like to know what the cards are. That way I can, like, I know what it is. That way I don't pick out a big stack and he quotes me something that's 2-3 times what I want to pay for it. But as I was going through the box, and this is actually a really good thing to do, or a good strategy, as you're going through the boxes, other people are also inquiring about the price of cards. It's a very, very, very good idea to just go ahead and listen into those conversations and see what they're trying to buy and see what prices are quoted back. So I could tell what things he was high on. I could tell what things he was low on. So I really avoided all the stuff that he thought was good, and I went for the under the radar stuff. So the first trip to the table, I got this big stack. This is the second trip to the table, so I'll go through the second one first. So first, Damian Lillard, and all these were in monster boxes, so I was able to pick them up and look at them. Now, granted, some of these are not going to be that gradable, but some of them are, and we can try to zoom in a little bit. That way you can kind of see what these cards look like. These Hoops cards, very, very, very nice to grade, if you can find them in gradable condition. So that Lillard, I think that I did really, really well on. Overall, just so that I can give a little bit of background, this entire stack, I paid $160 for this stack. So Hoops, Damian Lillard rookie, Kyrie Irving past and present, and this one looks very, very beautiful. Dirk Nowitzki, 2012 Prism, and I've not looked at these outside the case, so I don't know what these guys are going to do, in terms of surface. So I don't know how surfaces are going to look on these, but even the 9s look like they're selling very, very well. So just for finances, basically I paid about $17 a card. PSA 10s of these are very, very high. I can show you what those look at, and also PSA 9s, flashing those up on the screen. PSA 10s and PSA 9s of that also are on the screen. These PSA 10s are closer to 150 to 200, PSA 9s in the 80-ish range. Same thing with these Tim Duncans. So exact same thing with Timmy's. So even if these come back 9s, I'm in great, 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 great shape. So that is why I was very, very comfortable paying these prices. Now, I did look up to see what these prices were raw on eBay prior to buying, and the guy knew that he factored these in at about $15 to $20 a piece. So yeah, second year Kawhi Leonard Prism. It's a very, very nice. Yep, so overall, if I get 1 or 2 gems out of this, 1 gem mint card will pay for this entire stack. The 9s are gravy. If I get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gems, overall, doing very, very, very well. So that was $160 plus the Shohei. So this is $200 right here. Literally 1 gem mint card out of the stack pays for the entire stack. So that to me is a no-brainer, no-brainer. So next up, I walked around the show a little bit more. So I had seen this guy's table, went to around the show just to see what else other people had. Passed by some of the vendors that I'd seen previously who I know what stuff they carry, and just walk by them because they usually don't carry stuff that I like or that I'm interested in. But found one new vendor or dealer that I had not seen before, and I saw this Kobe obviously stuck out, and of course I've just bought 6 or 7 of these raw, and I paid over $225 for every one that I've bought. So this definitely stuck out to me. Asked if I could take a look at it. Took a look at it. I'm not sure if this is going to be a gem mint card. I think that this bottom corner might hurt me a little bit, but overall centering looks very, very solid. For $225, it's an undermarket Kobe Bowman's Best. My rationale is PSA 9s right now are hovering around $600. You know, if I can get this to 9, you know, paid $225. The sticker was the price I paid. I didn't talk him down any further on it. $225 plus $100 grading fee, regular order. If PSA 9s are holding their water, which I suspect they will because Kobe's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in May, it might see a little bit of spike or at least some increased interest in his cards. Yeah, I think that was a good buy, and you know, if I can flip this for $200-300 profit, not a bad buy. Not a bad buy. So to me, that was worth it. And then next up, I got this stack for $300. So in this, we've got a Bam Adebayo rookie, and he had multiples of these, so I picked out the best. We've got a James Harden Studio rookie, and if you look at James Harden stuff right now, it is doing very, very well. And sorry that this is not picking up the quality all that great. I think it's the lighting that I have right now, but hopefully you guys can see the cards. Kevin Durant newcomers, notable newcomers. This is one of his lower end rookie year cards. So I think PSA 9s of this are just maybe a little bit shy of $100. And it looks like it's probably going to be a pretty solid 9. A little off center left to right. But otherwise pretty solid card. I think it's going to be a good 9. This is a low end Kobe insert. I think on eBay these raw are around $5 or $10. But overall it does look pretty good. Even if it comes back a 9, I'm okay with that. Devin Booker, Donruss rated rookie that actually does look very, very clean. And those are actually very difficult to come by now that set is about 6 years old. Kobe EX. I just bought 3 of these and they're ugly. So I haven't looked at this one. I hope that it's clean. Obviously PSA 9s are going to do very, very well. PSA 10s are, of course, very, very strong. But hoping for anything an 8 or higher for this. Beautiful card, very, very, very popular. This is that same refractory material as the Star Ruby. So I've actually owned a Star Ruby before from 97-98 Skybox Premium. It's that exact same shine, which I think is just gorgeous, gorgeous. Topps Pristine Kobe. I suspected this was about a $10 card whenever I was buying it and going through this stack. So of the cards that I bought here, I think this averages out, again, close to about $17 a card. So this one I suspected it was about a $10 card. Looks very clean. PSA 10s for this are going to be very, very high. This is a strong PSA 10 candidate. The guy also had some new stuff, so I suspect the collections that he bought, some were new, some were old. This Justin Herbert, White Hot Rookies, PSA 10s of this are about $500, and this card is beautiful. Now, I don't suspect those prices to hold up. I think that was like the first couple of sales, but even if this is a $200 PSA 10 or $100 to $200 CSG 9.5 or SGC 10, whatever, to me, this is a no-brainer. Send it off, get it back quick, capitalize. MJ Finest. So very, very nice Finest base. I suspect that's about a $10 card, or at least that's how I did it with the math. Hoping that will grade well. Then we got some Zions, and I love me some Zions, man. Zion right now is the guy to buy. Buy Zion. If you don't have Zion, you need to buy some Zion. I will say at the show, there was a ton of Chronicles Zion. And now that I think about it, I kind of regret just not buying every one because all were priced very, very reasonably. Again, I suspected these were about $10, $15 a piece whenever I was going through it. I really like the Score. The Score is one of my favorite Chronicles cards of the non-chrome types. Crusade. So again, low stuff, a lot of mass-produced stuff. But again, PSA 10s or even SGC 95s of this is going to be very, very easy to sell. Vince Carter Prism, light blue die cut, number 199. So I have the LeBron and I have the Kobe that I'm also sending off to get graded. I made a mistake on this. For some reason, whenever I looked at this, I thought that this was a rookie, Nikola Jokic. So knowing that it's not a rookie, I'm kind of a little upset that I bought it. I don't know if that tricked me or not, but this is his second year. Still, though, I think I'm doing okay. This is a LeBron James Topps Turkey Red from 2006. The card is not going to grade out very, very high, but I think that even, just getting it in a holder is probably not going to be a bad idea. The last but not least is just a base LeBron Optic, and the Optic looks pretty good to me. First and second year Optic I think is not a bad way to go, especially those being the early years for Optic. So seeing these, I think some of the big cards that I know I'm going to do good on are really the stretch right in here. So the Herbert, the Kobe, Pristine, the Kobe EX, the Donruss Booker, Kevin Durant rookie, the Studio James Harden rookie, and also the Bam Adebayo, assuming that the surface is clean. I bought these in Kentucky, so I'm assuming that the Bam Adebayo person was somebody who liked Kentucky players, so maybe they're not a grader, maybe they're just a collector, and I'm able to do pretty well on that being a clean raw card. So overall, I would give the Lexington show that occurs on a monthly basis. It's normally at the Armory, so the Lexington Armory, which is near Bluegrass Airport, but this one was at the Clarion Hotel. Again, table of roughly 50 or so dealers. So overall, I give this show a solid 8.5 out of 10. Love going to this show. If I bring $500, I'm going to spend every dollar. If I bring $1,000, I may struggle. This time I just brought PayPal, and I think I ended up spending about, what is that? About 700? Is that what it was? So 300 plus 200 plus 225. So paid 725 for this. So not too bad. That's not a bad haul to me. For at least the things that I'm in. Nothing too crazy, nothing too expensive, but that's what this is for. So now we're going to jump into just a preview of my mail day. While I was back, again, opened up about 800 packages, or at least 850 cards, however many packages that was. A lot of packages. Lots of packages down there in the Bluegrass State that I had to go pick up. And in those packages were things that I had bought since Christmas. And in those packages were some very, 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 very expensive high-end cards that I cannot wait to get sent to PSA to get slabbed. So, going through these, first up, Justin Herbert Optic Preview. And this is just not the regular Optic Preview. This is the gold, number 2 of 10. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. And to me, it looks stunning. Perfectly centered. Very, very crisp corners, edges smooth. Hoping the surface is clean, but these optics usually have very, very clean surfaces. So, love that. Next up, Flawless Patty. Flawless Patty on-card auto. So, if we look at these bad boy, we zoom in just a little bit. This card is flawless, at least from what I can tell. From what I can tell, this card is flawless. This is the one number 11 of 15. I bought this the day after the Super Bowl loss. So you can go in there and see how much I paid for it, but you can also see how much PSA 10s have sold for. Now, a recent BGS 9.5 sold really it was a disappointing sale to me. A 9.5 with even a better patch number to 20 sold in the 5,000 range. So I'm not very, very happy about that. So I really need to get this in a PSA case, hoping for a PSA 10. Again, this is a second-year Patrick Mahomes Flawless Auto Patch number 215. So that's beautiful. Next up, and I really don't want to give away what this last one is, even though I might have. So next up here, we've got a LeBron James Bowman Chrome rookie. You can see the centering on this is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful centering. And also the corners on the back look very, very, very clean. This card came from Ohio, so I'm assuming that this was probably an individual Cavaliers collector or LeBron fan. Just unloading and capitalizing on the market. So overall, I think this card looks very clean. My hope was that this was a PSA 9. So I paid $2,200 for this card. At the time that I bought it, PSA 9s were in the 5,000 range. The last PSA 9 sold for $2,900, which I'm not very, very happy about that $2,000 drop, but I am confident that I can get this in a PSA 9 or better holder. It looks like it's very, very high quality to me. So that's what I'm thinking with this card. So overall, these two may have decreased a little bit in price since I've gotten it. The Herbert has clearly increased. But of course, the card that I really, really want, which is the biggest gamble, is Shohei Ohtani. My Ohtani. Woo! And this is the orange refractor batting stance number 2 of 25. Just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Beautiful card. I love it. It is so, so nice. And I actually bought this card on accident. I was trying to put a snipe for a Fernando Tatis card from the same seller, and I ended up putting it on this because I was watching a lot of things that he had, and I ended up paying $7,500 for this after fees, taxes, everything. So I paid $7,500 for this, and at the time I woke up and I was like, what did I do? Why is this so... Why is my cart so expensive? And I looked and I saw this card was in it, and I was like, what did I do? Did I drink last night? Usually I never drink in bed. I don't really drink that much anyway, but I mean, drinking and being on eBay is not a good thing. But with this card, so I bought it, and the reason why I was watching is because Ohtani at the time was doing pretty good in spring training. This is early March, right whenever we started. But he ramped it up a notch, and he's been killing it in spring training. So the last orange refractor Beckett 9.5 that sold, the pitching version, sold for $25,000. So if I can get this in a Beckett 9.5 case, or PSA 10 case, I think we're going to be in business. We're going to be in business, boys. If I can get that bad boy in a PSA 10 case. So my method of my madness here is $2,200, about $4,500, $2,800, and $7,500. So overall, this is about $18,000 worth of cards. I get one of these guys to be a PSA 10. That's great. PSA 9s for the rest, gravy. If I get two of these guys to PSA 10, especially if it's one of these two or these two. This one's still solid PSA 10, but I think it has the lowest chance. If I get two of these guys to PSA 10, especially if it's the Ohtani, we in business, boys. We are in business. But that is my haul. Going to be a lot more videos coming out with the cards that I just got from the mail. But I at least wanted to give you guys a rundown on what the show is like, the experience, the vendors. Again, lots of football, lots of basketball, not a lot of baseball at this show. Usually there is a lot of baseball. Some of the baseball stuff that you'll see, Jason Dominguez, Wander Franco, base Bowman, Bowman Chrome, some of them off-centered. A lot of people that set up at this show do not grade cards. I've gotten some people into the grading game, which I'm hoping that not everybody gets into it because I want to be able to buy some raw cards at shows. But overall, very, very, very cool show. I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you are in the area, or even if you're outside of the area and you want to go and even buy some tables out, there's usually 1 or 2 vendors who shows up that has some good enough stuff where you could potentially buy out the table, send a lot of stuff off to get graded or set up at a even bigger show and do very, very well. So that is the rundown of the show. I hope you guys liked the content. Hope you guys liked all my buys. Let me know what you think. See ya.